That information came direct from Meghan's ex-husband, Trevor Engelson, via an intermediary. And obviously, Trevor Engelson is a very successful TV producer. He now has his own family. He's very happy. He hasn't spoken on the record.
It started with a whisper and, then, it exploded. For years, Trevor Engelson stayed silent. No interviews, no tell-alls, no messy headlines. Figure redefining victimhood on her own terms. And through it all, Trevor said nothing. Until now, and now, Meghan is furious. According to insiders, she's spiraling behind the massive gates of her Montecito mansion.
A moment where Meghan Kelly reveals that Meghan Markle married for money, that she planned it all from the beginning, and the vision board with Prince Harry on it was revealed to her by someone who knew Trevor Engelson.
Legal threats, screaming matches, cease and desist letters. The press team is panicking, staffers are walking out, vases shattered. It's not just another PR disaster, it's personal, because this time the fire didn't come from a royal leak or media spin, someone who once loved her. Before we dive deeper into this unraveling saga, take a second and hit that subscribe button. What you're about to hear isn't just another celebrity scandal, it's a story that's been buried for over a decade. And now, the truth is clawing its way out. Trevor Engelson, Hollywood producer, private family man, and once Meghan's husband, has finally spoken out. He's done being silent. After years of watching Meghan rewrite history, Trevor's truth is emerging, and it's shattering the glossy image she spent years curating. The timing couldn't be worse for Meghan. Sources say she had major projects set to launch public. Appearances, brand deals, interviews, all suddenly canceled. Her team claims it's due to scheduling. She knows the first question won't be about her charity work or her vision for mental health awareness. It'll be about Trevor. According to those close to him, Trevor's motivation wasn't revenge, it was relief. He's moved on. He has a family. Rumors suggest it was Meghan's latest attempt to rebrand herself as a spiritual icon and feminist trailblazer. Say Meghan locked herself in a private wing of their home nicknamed the Rage Room and unleashed a furious tirade. Screaming, crying, accusations hurled at her own team. He was supposed to be silenced forever, she reportedly shouted. How did this get out? But even as her meltdown continued, her lawyers were already at work. Cease and desist letters flew to media outlets, never having signed a non-disclosure agreement when their marriage ended. Legal experts say this reaction is damning. If it was all false, one lawyer explained, you simply deny it and move on. But the most explosive detail from Trevor's circle wasn't about lawsuits or emotional they ever met. Think about that. Years before her random meeting with the royal, she was allegedly visualizing her future with him, planning the crown, manifesting the palace, mapping out a royal life long before Harry ever knew she existed. It sounds like a tabloid fever dream, but it came from someone who lived with her. Of Meghan's narrative begins to crack that asterisk to the outside world. Meghan Markle built her image on the pillars of independence, feminism, and reinvention. But what happens when someone who knew her before the crown says it was all an act? According to Trevor's circle, the woman behind the scenes was strategic, obsessively so. The woman behind the Archetypes podcast or the glossy Netflix documentaries. Trevor painted a portrait of someone who knew exactly what she wanted and wasn't afraid to manipulate. From the moment she entered the Hollywood scene, Meghan's ambition was laser-focused. Fame, access, power, and eventually, Trevor knew it because he saw it before anyone else. But the deeper cut wasn't about the ambition, it was the coldness. No compromise. She mailed back her engagement ring. Yes, mailed it. Just like that. She ghosted her own husband, and then years later ghosted her own family, her in-laws, her critics, and, eventually, anyone who didn't fit the new narrative. And that's why this hurts. Her image more than any palace leak ever could, because this isn't a royal aide or a jealous half-sister. This is Trevor, the man who was there when she was unknown. The man who shared a bed with her, paid her bills, listened to her dreams. And now, he's telling the world, you don't know her at all. The backlash was swift. Social media, once Meghan's greatest weapon, turned into a war zone. Even longtime fans are questioning what's real. Her podcast back catalog suddenly being picked apart for inconsistencies. Her mental health advocacy criticized for being conveniently self-serving. Her feminist branding re-examined in light of her past treatment of staff, friends, and yes, her first husband. And in the middle of this digital explosion stands Prince Harry. Silent. According to palace insiders and sources close to the couple, Harry has been emotionally and physically. One insider revealed he's spending more and more time in the guest house on their Montecito property, often disappearing for hours at a time. Another claimed Harry told a friend, "Every time I think it's over, something else from her past comes back to bite us." He's tired, exhausted, and more than anything embarrassed, because for the first time, it's not the royal family attacking Meghan. It's not the British press twisting her words. It's the man she used to love. And Harry can't spin it. He can't fight it. He wasn't there for it, and now he has to live with it. Sources close to Harry say he's begged Meghan to stop blaming everyone else. Stop blaming the royals, stop blaming the press, and for once take responsibility. But Meghan reportedly won't hear it. She believes this is part of a coordinated attack from inside Buckingham Palace, that Trevor's timing is no coincidence. Say, Meghan plays the victim while the chaos around her burns. And that chaos? It's spreading within 24 hours of the story breaking. Meghan's PR team pulled the plug on multiple planned appearances. A businesswomen's summit in Los Angeles, canceled. A live Q&A at a charity gala in New York, pulled official statements, blamed personal scheduling conflicts, because every reporter in the room would ask the same question. What do you say to Trevor Engelson's comments? But this story, she doesn't control it. And that's why she's falling apart. Wing where she goes during emotional episodes. Decorated in plush reds and deep blues, the room allegedly contains weighted blankets, a therapy-grade punching bag, and reinforced furniture. This week, that room has been in heavy use. Reports claim she's already broken to vases and a lamp, in fits of fury over seeing her name trend on social media next to Trevor's. And while some may laugh at the theatrics, she could contain the fire. Whispers began to circulate. Trevor isn't finished. Trevor's revelation wasn't a fleeting tabloid hit. It was just the beginning. According to close friends, Trevor has more to say, a lot more. And it's not just gossip, it's documentation. Emails, texts, voice memos, private letters. Things he held on to, not because he wanted revenge, but because he wanted to remember how it all really happened. Sources say he's seriously considering a memoir, not a hit piece, not a cash grab, just the truth from his side. And that's what terrifies Meghan most, because if Trevor releases even a fraction of the private correspondence he still holds, it could demolish the last shreds of credibility she has. Her brand built on authenticity, empowerment, and truth would collapse under the weight of contradictions and calculated moves exposed in her own words. One insider put it bluntly, Meghan's worst fear isn't being hated, it's being irrelevant. And Trevor has the power to make her look not just flawed but fake. Her legal team is scrambling. They've reportedly explored emergency injunctions, private settlements, and even quietly reaching out to mutual friends in hopes of negotiating a ceasefire. But here's the kicker. Unless Trevor signed a non-disclosure agreement during their divorce, and all signs say he didn't, there's absolutely nothing stopping him from telling his story. And the more Meghan threatens, the more empowered he becomes. Because for years, she was allowed to craft a one-sided narrative about her childhood, her estrangement from her father, her exit from royal life, and even her ex-husband. She told her truth. Now, Trevor is telling his, and people are listening. Public sentiment is shifting fast. Where Meghan was once seen as the bold outsider who stood up to an outdated monarchy, now she's viewed by many as a manipulator, a strategist, a woman who orchestrated her rise by stepping over anyone who didn't fit the brand. Trevor's story has become a mirror, and not a flattering one, across social media. Headlines scream with phrases like, "The real Meghan exposed," "Trevor told the truth and manipulated by Meghan." Memes comparing Meghan to characters from Gone Girl or House of Cards are going viral. Even celebrities who once voiced cautious support are going quiet. The air around Meghan is no longer warm, it's radioactive. But the damage isn't just online. According to Hollywood insiders, Meghan's recent attempts to launch new brand partnerships have quietly stalled. One skincare company pulled out of a tentative deal, citing reputational concerns. Another lifestyle brand paused talks, reportedly due to internal polling that showed negative public perception spiking since Trevor's story hit the press. In short, Meghan's name is no longer a safe bet. It's a liability, and while she's retreated from the spotlight, her silence is beginning to scream. Not long ago, she might have done a sit-down with Oprah or released a carefully curated podcast. Episode 2 reclaimed the narrative. But this time, nothing. Just canceled events, distant statements from her team, and the growing sense that she no longer knows how to spin the truth fast enough to outrun it. Meanwhile, Trevor is gaining quiet admiration. People appreciate that. He didn't rush to the press when Meghan became famous. He stayed silent, respectful, even while she subtly erased him from her story. He wasn't bitter. He didn't retaliate. Until now. And now many are saying it's not revenge, justice. Because Meghan didn't just leave Trevor, she reinvented herself by pretending he never existed. And now, the world knows he did. And not just in passing. He was there for the climb, for the struggle, for the years when no one wanted to cast Meghan Markle in anything beyond a few forgettable lines. He knew her when she was broke. He knew her before the curated aesthetic, before the speeches, before the titles, before the Montecito mansion and the Spotify millions. And that's what makes this different, because Meghan's defenders can no longer point to racism, sexism, or royal elitism as the root of this backlash. This time, it's personal. This time, it's her past catching up to her. Not tabloids, not palace insiders. Just the truth spoken by someone who loved her, lost her, and now refuses to be erased. Trevor's silence used to be interpreted as weakness. Now, it's seen as strength, and it's left Meghan with nowhere to hide. Asterisk as the world watches. Meghan's grip on her narrative is crumbling. What makes Trevor's story so damaging isn't just what he said, it's how believable it is. He didn't come with drama or accusations. He came with quiet clarity, and that's what hit hardest. His calm delivery made Meghan's angry outbursts, legal threats, and sudden media silence look like panic. Not power. Behind palace-sized gates, insiders say the tension between Meghan and Harry is growing. He's tired of cleaning up messes that aren't his. Tired of defending choices he didn't make. He reportedly told a friend, "This isn't the life I imagined." A short sentence, but a sharp one. And then there's the talk of Meghan's rage room, once a private space for emotional release, now a symbol of everything unraveling. It's become a meme, a metaphor, and a media circus. The idea that the Duchess of Sussex is smashing vases in fury while the internet celebrates Trevor's grace is the kind of PR nightmare no team can fix. Meanwhile, Meghan's silence continues. No new interviews, no podcasts, no social media statements, just a growing void in the sense that she's waiting for the storm to pass. But this one isn't passing, because now people aren't just questioning Trevor's words, they're questioning everything. Her friendships, her brand, her marriage, her truth. And for Meghan, that's the most dangerous fallout of all. Asterisk Trevor Engelson's quiet truth has done what no royal feud, scandalous headline, or podcast could. It cracked Meghan's image from the inside. She spent years building a story, one of empowerment, pain, survival. But now, people are asking, was it all just performance? Even those who once defended her are hesitating. Because when your ex-husband, a man who stayed silent for a decade, finally speaks and does so without bitterness, people listen. And they believe him. Insiders say Meghan is terrified. Trevor might say more. A second interview, a memoir, maybe even public receipts. And if that happens, there's no coming back. This isn't just a media bump, it's a turning point. One that could redefine Meghan's entire legacy, because the truth is out. And it didn't come from a palace. It came from the man who knew her before the world did. If you followed this story and thought something always felt off, you're not alone. Trevor's voice is just the beginning. Who's next? Stay with us as we uncover more. And if you haven't already hit that subscribe button, what's coming next might be even bigger, because the truth has a voice now, and it's not Meghan's.